In the digital age, wars are no longer fought with bullets alone. Sometimes, all it takes is a single keystroke to bring an entire nation to its knees. They called him a ghost in the machine. A hacker so skilled, so invisible, that by the time governments realized he was inside their systems, it was already too late. The first signs of his attack were small. Traffic lights frozen on red, ATMs spitting out cash, and local power grids flickering off. But these were only tests. The real strike was still coming. Soon, airports ground to a halt. Radar screens went blank. Trains froze on tracks. An invisible hand had wrapped around the nation's throat, and it was tightening. The government scrambled to respond, but their networks were compromised. Military servers crashed. Communication lines went silent. Even their satellites betrayed them. The hackers' signature move was fear. By plunging the nation into chaos, he made its leaders doubt their own strength. They didn't know his name, his face, or his location, but they felt his presence everywhere. But as his reputation grew, so did the eyes watching him. Governments whispered his alias in darkened meeting rooms. Cybersecurity firms ran endless simulations trying to predict his next move, yet none came close. He was invisible, a ghost in the system, walking through firewalls as if they were open doors. He didn't just hack systems, he rewrote them. Whole networks bent to his will, bending like rivers redirected by unseen dams. While governments worked in years, he worked in hours. And when he moved, his digital fingerprints vanished before they could even be traced. In his hands, malware wasn't a weapon. It was a language, spoken with precision, silent but devastating. He built codes that could infiltrate banks, energy grids, even satellites, and yet no trace of his presence was ever found. He was no longer a simple hacker. He had become a phantom architect of chaos. When he entered a system, it wasn't just stolen, it was transformed, redesigned to his will, and then discarded like a broken toy. But it wasn't just power grids or banks. His boldest move came when he reached into the heart of government. Firewalls meant nothing. Encryptions were tissue paper. He was about to show the world that even a nation's secrets could be rewritten. When the breach came, it was silent. No alarms, no alerts. Just sudden confusion spreading across government systems. Screens flickered, documents vanished, and military grids went dark, leaving those in power stunned and blind. The nation's infrastructure bent under his command. Energy grids flickered, air traffic control fell silent, and for the first time in history, an invisible war was being waged in silence, without a single bullet fired. In the capital, chaos erupted. Trains stalled mid-journey, financial markets crashed, and panic spread faster than officials could contain. A nation built on steel and data was suddenly reduced to silence and fear. Governments scrambled. Emergency meetings were held, but even their secure networks were no longer safe. Each attempt to regain control ended in failure, as though he anticipated their every move before they made it. To the public, the blackout was terrifying. To leaders, it was humiliating. For the first time, they were at the mercy of a lone figure who had no army, no weapons, only code and the brilliance to wield it like a sword. They watched as the hacker's final defenses crumbled. The digital empire he had built with precision and arrogance, now reduced to fragments of broken code. Yet in that collapse, there was no victory march, only silence. The silence of a man realizing that power once limitless can vanish in a single moment. In the sterile confines of the prison cell, time itself became a weapon. Days blurred into nights, and the endless hum of fluorescent lights was the only reminder that life still moved forward beyond the bars. The hacker's mind, once the sharpest blade in the world of shadows, now dulled in solitude. The empire he created online, where he ruled unseen and unchecked, was gone. What remained was a single man, featureless, voiceless, nameless, sitting among concrete walls, haunted by the echoes of what he had unleashed. In his silence, the world found its warning. And so, the hacker who once held an entire nation in his grasp now sits alone in silence. The world has moved on, but his legacy remains a warning. One mind, one machine, can bring even the strongest powers to their knees.